Assalamu alaikum. How are you today? I hope you are well. Sharia law. What is Sharia and what is Sharia law all about? Well, Sharia is exactly that. It's the laws governing a Muslim community. When you speak to people about Sharia law or just the word Sharia, the first thing they're going to ask you is, that's the laws in Muslim lands and they chop off your hand if you steal. A lot of them don't say if you steal, they just say they chop off your hand, as if people go around chopping hands off. But have you ever seen people with chopped off hands in Muslim countries? I don't understand why people can be so stupid. They don't look and see the facts. There aren't people walking around with chopped off hands. Even if you haven't gone to Muslim countries, you don't see them on TV when they show television. You might see them with guns in their hands because they're quite eager to show Muslims running around with guns, but they all have both hands. If you take a country like Brunei, for example, which is a Muslim country, if you don't know where it is, then look it up on the map. But Brunei has Sharia law as the law of the land. And it's stated that they will chop your head off if you commit murder, and they will chop your hand off if you steal. But I challenge you to find a Bruneian with no hand. And the reason that you won't find one is because the Sharia law is there as a deterrent. If you look it up, you'll find that there was one murder in Brunei in the last 15 years. And that was somebody who went off his rocker and he lost his mind and he ended up killing somebody. And he was put to death. They beheaded him. There are no people walking around with chopped off hands because they don't steal. That's how good the law is as a deterrent. It's an interesting thing. If you take Dubai, for example, Dubai is a Muslim country, but over 90% of the people living in Dubai are not Emiratis, as they are called. It's the Emirates, and the people who live there are called Emiratis. None of them are walking around with their hands chopped off, and yet they are all foreigners. So why don't they steal? Because the law there works as a deterrent. And the number one deterrent in Dubai is that if they do find you stealing because you're a foreigner, they will evict you from the country. And they are told that you steal, they will evict you. You lose your job and they put you on an aeroplane and send you back to where you came from. And people don't want that. I mean, why would you want to lose your job, a well paid, tax free job, for stealing something that doesn't belong to you? So in Dubai, you can leave your purse or your wallet lying on a park bench and you can come back 5 hours later and it'll still be there. Nobody touches stuff that doesn't belong to them. They won't even think of taking it to lost and found or anything like that. There isn't anything like that. Lost and found there works right there where you lost it. You go there and you find it. Lost and found. Because people won't pick it up. I did come across a case in Dubai where someone was riding a motorbike and he stopped at the supermarket and he ran in and somebody actually stole his whole motorbike because people in the Emirates, they leave their keys in their cars and they leave it in the motorbike, leave it running, run in quickly and come out because petrol is so cheap and no one is going to steal your thing, so you just do that kind of thing. Unheard of here in South Africa, but that is what they do there. And surprise, surprise, on that day, somebody actually got on his bike and rode away with it. They caught that person because they will hunt for you till they find you because they don't have a lot of criminal work to do. The police drive around in fancy multi-million dollar vehicles. So if they're looking for somebody on a stolen motorbike, everybody's going to come looking for you. They found this person, they caught him, and he was evicted. They put him on a plane and they sent him back home. Obviously, he lost his job. So people don't want that. Why would you want that? You traveled so far to another country and you're going to commit a silly crime like stealing something. Sharia law is not about chopping off hands. It's about everything that the law covers for a Muslim community. And over the centuries, these laws have all been committed to books. And you can actually find huge sets, volumes of books that cover everything from inheritance law to marriage law to laws regarding children. I'm not an expert on law, but I've seen these sets of law books. They are typically in Arabic. I don't know if they are available in English. And they cover walls from floor to roof and from wall to wall, bookshelves of books just dealing with Sharia law. They are obviously reference books, but they are not books covering um, court cases and law cases which set precedents and all that kind of thing. They are just laws stating what the laws are, one after the other for each thing categorized into groups. I myself can't read Arabic, so I don't know what it is, but I asked, and that is what I was told. So in Islam, you can actually study law. It's called fiqh, and you would be studying law basically. So in a country like South Africa, we have what is called Roman Dutch law. So the old Romans, they had laws, and they had their set of laws, and the Dutch, the Afrikaner, they were the first independent government, if you like. Go figure that one out. I mean, the Dutch took over from the British in South Africa, and they had a form of a mixture of Roman law and Dutch law, and it's referred to as a Roman Dutch law. Of course, today we have a whole other story here with democratic laws. So they don't, um, there's no death penalty, for example, because that was just scrapped. Under Roman Dutch law, there was the death penalty, but with democracy, there isn't. So because there isn't now that we have murders, I think it's something like 20 a day. We're becoming another Mexico here. It's like the Wild West, murder after murder. Under the old Roman Dutch law, they put you to death, and that acted as a deterrent. It stopped people. Why is it that now, under democracy, people are just committing murder left, right, and center? And I mean, it's not like they shoot people in the chest or in the leg, they shoot through the head. And a lot of the head shots are execution style shootings through the back of the head. And you know, it's one thing to, in democracy, you have to kind of acknowledge that the whole country is divided into two and you're not a part of that. So what are they? Non-human. Isn't that another form of racism? That you don't, if you talk to people about things like that, it's almost as if they are outside the law and you are law abiding. No, we are law abiding citizens and they aren't, so we don't care about them. But yet, most of the people that are getting murdered, they themselves are law abiding citizens. And yes, a lot of the violence is gang on gang violence, but surely they are also human. And don't ask me to go and get involved there. I'm just saying that's how democracy seems to work. It's as if we just keep the good things on top and we hide away all the bad things. I don't know. Salam alaikum.